Hello, everybody. CMSWire Managing Editor Dom Nicastro here again with Jay Pattisall, Principal Analyst at Forrester. We're at the Forrester CX North America, Nashville, Tennessee. Beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. Beautiful Gaylord, Opryland Resort and Convention Center. That's a mouthful, but hey, Jay, how you doing?
I'm great today, Don. How are you?
Good to be with you. We're in day two. I guess you could say day 3 of 4 if you count Monday as day 1. I'm sure there was work for you on Monday. There wasn't for me. This is my day 2. But tell us, we're in the thick of the conference here. A lot of these conferences, the value is the conversations in the hallways, at lunch tables, receptions. So just give me a summary, Jay, of what you've been hearing from CX leaders in those conversations.
In summary, Dom, CX leaders are looking for what's next. It's been a really interesting 2 years, to say the least. Yeah. We've made tremendous advancements in CX execution, most of which is happening in functional improvements. And so now CX leaders are looking, where's the next gain? Where's the next improvement? And where do we go from here? And there are a lot of answers to that. And there are a lot of levers to pull, from technology to more process to the actual way that we engage with customers.
Yeah, it feels like there's a new set of challenges, because I think what a lot of CX leaders and brands were thinking that, okay, once we get out of the pandemic, things are going to get back to normal, and we're going to go back to our old ways, and we're going to be fine. But now there's so much more than the pandemic at stake. There's supply chain issues, there's economic woes, inflation, wars. I mean, brands are grappling with so much. And, are you still seeing it? With that said, Jay, are you seeing customer experience getting more of a seat at the leadership table because of these external factors, or are they paying less attention, brands, to customer experience?
I mean, customer experience is really the front door for anyone's experience with the brand. It used to be that it was, the advertising and the marketing specifically. That still plays a role in it. But the things that companies do with their customers and their prospects are really the most important forward-facing touch points with them. And so, leaders are looking for, what's coming in the back half of this pandemic and the after, if you will, and what the new normal is. There's certainly a lot of pressures, a lot of unresolved issues, whether societal or otherwise. But we've raised the expectations for customers and what's been achieved in business in the last 2 years, and it's really about building off of that into a new phase for customer experience.
Yeah. Jay, you talk about implementing creative experience development. I am super fascinated at that as part of the innovation process. What do you exactly mean by that and putting it into practice?
Yeah. It's a play on words, of course. There's customer experience and development and creative experience development. And it's a little bit of what I was saying, in that we as CX leaders, a lot of the advancements that have happened in customer experience are functional improvements of the tangible experience, whether it's better UX in a website or more accessibility in digital experiences, or putting digital tools in the hands of your employees so that they can engage directly with customers, focusing on quality conversations, building enterprise awards programs for employees that are delivering great experiences. All these functional improvements that helped get to quick solutions like curbside pickup or advancements in e-commerce. All of those improvements have really taken us to the next level. And to build upon that, we need more tools. The tools of business, from process to technology to the capital that's still widely available, thank God. Everyone has access to that. And you can build upon that with ingenuity, the ingenuity inside employees, inside teams, which really comes down to people's individual creativity. Now, what's surprising is that when we think of creativity, we often think of the lone creative genius, that this is a talent that's bespoke to just a few people. But the reality is that we all are creative in ways, and there's a lot of untapped creativity. And our data shows that when we talk to workers and in surveys, that 29% of workers say that their company is creative, yet 53% of those same workers indicate that they themselves are. And the gap between their company's expression of creativity and their individual expression of creativity is an untapped resource for companies. And when you can channel that and harness that and direct it with the right mindset, the right practices, and the right atmosphere for your teams to ideate and problem solve using creativity, that becomes a new advantage in this brave new world that we're marching towards.
Yeah, so about 25%, they're not using 25% of that creativity by your numbers. So what's the blockers there? Why aren't they tapping into the creative juices from their employees? Like what stifles that? What stifles that?
Yeah, there are a few. And definitely one of them is the atmosphere that's created at work when employees feel a lack of permission to experiment, a lack of permission to try things and test things out of concern or fear that failure will have repercussions. Yeah. So that's one blocker for sure. Secondly is the expectation. The workers may not have the understand that the expectation is for them to think about their business and their projects creatively. So there's a bit of a mindset block. And then there is, the perception that creativity is bestowed to, the elite, if you will, but the recognition that, we all have the capacity to think differently. And that's really what creativity it's thinking and it's thinking and working differently and collaboratively to come up with better solutions.
Yeah, I think the first point you make is a really good one. I think that's where a lot of creativity gets stifled, is that it never happens because of the fear of that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Right? We almost should come up with like a Slack channel that says dumb ideas and just throw it in, right? So if it is dumb, great. You accomplish the goal of the channel.
Right.
But if it isn't and someone really likes it and the team likes it, wow, man, you came up with a good idea.
Well, you can start one and call it Dom ideas.
Dom ideas instead of dumb.
And those are where all the great ideas will be.
Now, can other colleagues that are not named Dom post in there? Yeah,
sure.
Okay. All right. We're just setting the ground rules of that Slack channel, Jay and I here. Well, Jay, you've been a terrific interview. We really appreciate you joining CMSWire here in Nashville at the Forrester CX North America, and we wish you nothing but the best going forward in the conference.
Thank you so much.
All right.